It has been the longest off-season of SRA. The rust has been wiped off and the cars are revved up and ready to go. Welcome to SRA.
We're off and away for SRA.
Welcome back. Season 8, Division 6. This is round 6, Oulton Park. A little wet.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one to watch. I think real entertaining with how wet it's gonna be.
I'm hoping it's wet enough, actually, so the car doesn't overheat. I had trouble keeping my tire cool, so I actually switched to dry. It was not a smart decision. Either way, I suffered.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a chance for it to be dry. It started drying at the end of the D4 race, so we'll see how D6 does with a possibly dry race, since I think most people have practiced in the wet weather conditions.
That definitely would throw a wrench into the equation if your setup even accommodates dry condition or not.
Mm-hmm. But I think for the most part, it's better to prep for the wet and be pleasantly surprised by the dry, as I think consistency is going to be a huge factor in this race.
See who can keep it on track the most.
And I think that's how you're going to gain positions, because passing is hard, to say the least.
In Oulton itself is hard already, and then this is slightly Oulton.
Yeah, I mean, like, with how wet it is, even going side by side down the straight, it can get dodgy.
I would
Let
say
alone-
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, let alone trying to go, down the inside or taking an outside. There's very little room for overtaking, but it can be done.
It would be interesting if the track dries out with a dry line, and if drivers are fighting over the wet spot to cool their tires.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're going side by side, see who get the wet spot first.
Yeah. Especially, I would say, like, man, there's so many possible spots for error. Any hard braking point, if you're going in too wide, is going to have to take so much extra time to slow right down for it going too wide. You have to slow so much more in the wet. So you could lose tons of timing to the cars ahead of you. So I think passing is going to be not only a hard ordeal by itself, but also timing with, if I pass this person, how far away is the next? We saw in D4, we saw the leaders get a pretty huge gap just from the fighting in the middle.
Yep, he just walked away.
So how do you guys feel about drive-thrus?
I got a race start drive-through. I was quite frustrated, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there was, like I said earlier, those 7 drive-thrus from D4 roughly, and it's the track. The cars were very spaced out, so there wasn't a crazy amount of time loss, at least for the up front guys. I think the middle of the pack is where you're going to be seeing a lot of time loss and a lot of position loss. Especially with how strict the corner cutting is, especially into turn 1, and just how how possibly wet the track is. I know I got lucky and got my drive through at the very last corner, so I could just dive into the pits. But from what I heard in D5, there was a lot of track cuts at turn 1.
Yeah, I think turn 1's gonna be where we see the majority of the track cuts, for sure.
Is the track cut for turn 1 from the exit On the outside?
Yeah, the exit. So right as you come onto the curb, if you just take a little, I saw people riding the white line and getting track
see.
cuts. It's weird because sometimes you feel like you've gone really far out and you're fine. But you know, it was strict yet 50-50. Even if you let off, I don't remember who it was, but someone let off and still got that track cut.
I guess I was just too nervous to use the full width. I feel like when I go that wide, my tire is gonna slip. The rear end's gonna come out. I just didn't dare to go that wide.
Well, as we're kind of talking about track, Harrison, you want to go over track map?
Yeah, certainly.
All right.
I mean, it's going to be, this whole track is going to be dodgy, but especially turn 1, Old Hall Corner, coming from this straight from the finish line. It's going to be really important to know where your braking spot is, because it's so easy, like I said, to go wide and lose it or get a track cut, which could lead to drive-throughs and penalties. Coming down the avenue, turn 2, Denton's, which is just a slight trick to the right. It can really catch you out because you have to stay real tight. However, it raises. It's a raised curb, so that could bump you in the wrong way for turn 3, Cascades. I found the trick to Cascades is to really hook your left tires in early and let it pull you, especially in the wet weather. It really helps with traction. Lakeside, you just got to be flat out. You got to get a good pull off turn 3. Into Island Bend, turn 4. Turn 4 is a short shift down and off you shoot. 5, again, it's a nice banking, so you can really rip around that corner and shoot yourself out. Turn 6 is nothing, really, something to forget about. 7, 8, 9, Britain's chicane. That catched a lot of people out, especially with turn 8 with a raised inside. If you take that too sharp, it'll bounce you across turn 9, and the dirt is death, especially when it's raining this hard. Heading down to turn 10, 11, and 12, Foster's Hill Slops and Knickerbrook. It's a slow chicane, but it really is all about pulling through with just like your coasting speed. I found if you could coast through it nicely and get on earlier, line yourself up nicely for the Knickerbrook, which will take you down for this straight, and it'll find you tense ahead of people pretty easily. I caught up to a lot of people on that corner. Clay Hill and Water Tower, turn 13 and 14. A simple left little curves, nothing to really worry about. Pretty important to stay to the left, as that'll open you up for turn 15, Druid's Corner, which was the killer in D5. We lost the braking zones, which were the signs on our formation lap, which sent a lot of people immediately into the dirt. So you really had to be confident in where you were braking and getting that double apex in, which charges you down Warwick Bridge, which leads to the last corner, which is a really weird one because it goes up, down. Well, you brake going up, and then you peak at the top, and then you go down on exit, and then right back up on Deer Leap. And again, that's really easy to get track cuts, so that's where I got my drive-through last. And that'll lead you to the end of the lap with the pit lane just to the right, which is also dodgy just because you had so many people coming out of turn 16 right on the left, whipping to the right and possibly cutting people off who were going down the inside. A lot of back markers were accidentally blocking pit lane, trying to get out of the way. So it's going to be really interesting to see how D6 handles this. As I think they're about to start their qualifying.
Yes. I'm trying to figure out why my cameras are not working properly, but we will go ahead and switch over as the drivers are starting their outlap. And yeah, I'm curious, weather looks consistent on the forecast. Did y'all notice a big dry line, goal drivers?
Not really. I think during qualifying it was there. There was a drier line, but I would not call it a dry line. And I think we'll find the same thing to happen tonight with just how wet it is.
Yeah.
Is in qualifying is there will be a drier line, but I wouldn't necessarily call it the dry line.
But looking at the forecast, I think it's going to be pretty consistently wet. So hopefully we see a good mixed up grid. I know rain can can definitely mix it up.
Yeah, and Rigatoni and McDonald talking about last night where McDonald got 2 drive-throughs. I think Rigatoni, did you get a drive-through? I think that was about 7, if my math is correct. Maybe like around that number.
Rigatoni won last night. He got a drive-through and a win?
I think so.
Oh, jeez. Straight to
High
D4.
bang.
Or at least
Straight
track
to
cuts.
D4.
I know track cuts were also scaring a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone walked away with that race without a track cut. Poor Stephanie Fisher. She got track cuts while being sideways, like, parallel to the track on a unlucky spin.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That sucks. She must have been hauling ass, though, because isn't there a speed, like, threshold? Like, you got to pick up enough time for it to actually count?
Yeah.
Man.
Full Beyblade.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, was it through the chicane, maybe?
I think it was, yeah.
Just let it rip.
Look at Mr. O'Houlihan looking at 146.8 to start us off.
Yep, and as Walsey crosses a 144.2. Sweet. 43.8. And these are getting quickly. Big differences. There he goes. Harris not too much faster than Sawyer, but still takes it.
Palarin did a 43.5.
I think we were looking at
D2?
41s in D5 yesterday. So we'll see how D6, how far
It may
D6
be
gets.
difficult today to get that low. It looks like the rain is consistent and increasing toward the end of the session.
I've seen a lot of green though on deltas, so there's definitely a lot of improvement these guys are finding.
Wazzy, we're looking at currently is like 8/10 up.
Yep, big improvement.
They're putting P2.
Yeah, Wolsey a whole second now.
Yep.
He's found crazy pace. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this race goes. And obviously, knock on wood, there's no turn 1 chaos, but I think it'll be. We had a little turn 5 chaos, turn 1, sorry, in D5 with a few drivers getting under the grass and spinning around. We'll see how D6 fares.
So it looks like we've got maybe a little increase in rain in 30 minutes. I'm not sure what happens between 10 minutes and 30 minutes because I only got 15 left in the session. It might pick up here at the end of qualifying. I know when the gold drivers come out, they're going to have to hustle to get their time down, just in case.
It might be the rare instance where we see times get slower to the end of qualifying.
Right.
Which could really mix this field up.
I'm going to go on board with Langford. He's about to start a new lap. As he goes wide.
And you cursed him.
Man, get the curse done before the lap starts.
That's true.
Man, Ballsy's setting 142.2. He's a 0.762. Oh, 0.592 as Parkinson sets a 142.8 ahead of a second. Ballsy looking good.
Langford's already up 0.4 on his lap here. Lost a little bit, but so far so good on this lap.
Come to Shell Oil, use the camber. Didn't stay tight.
Yeah, lost a little bit of time there for it. Any
Wide
track. Any issues
invalidated lap.
folks had with either pressures or like a tire debeating, hitting the chicane,
I had
any of the off tracks?
my rears were a little warmer than I thought they were going to be, which was funnily enough. Like my rear PSI was a little higher than I needed it to be, but yeah, I think I thought it was going to be worse than it was.
Yeah. I remember we had this dry race one season. I don't know if it was last season or the season before, but I remember tire pressures being a big discussion because you just dip off the pavement just enough times and you'll bleed air out of your tires.
As Harris takes a 142.1.
Oh, it puts it in the pit lane.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah, ego retire.
Oh, this Pellerin spins. I will mark
Turn
2 off
5.
of my voodoo list now for commentator's curse. Got 1 more to go.
Yeah, heading into that corner, if you don't catch that lip and you go just a bit too wide, it practically throws you into the grass. I saw a few offs there during our race in D5.
You should look at Langford. He's the only one who's up invalid.
And Acom's also up a second, but I mean, he was down almost 12 seconds before.
Yep. Coming down the Shell Oil to the first chicane.
Tidy through there.
Good downhill braking. Ooh, clip that curve. Oh, very neat. Just tight enough. That Nickelbrook. A little wide. Sketchy.
I think that's invalidated him.
Oof.
Yeah, definitely invalidated.
There's a massive pothole on the exit there that he did well not to let it bounce him out of control, but I've seen it send people flying into the barriers.
Go to the opposite side.
Sweep's on this time. And I think the last driver to start a valid lap is going to be, let's see, 674 Parkinson. Looks like he'll just get across the line looking at my map.
Yeah, but
Cutting it close.
at least
Yeah.
7/10 down.
Acom 5 seconds up on his time.
I saw a gold driver just exiting the pit lane.
We're on board with Soya. Lost pretty much the gap he had built up. Let's see if he can pick it up here in the last sector.
He's still 3/10.
Yep. He just gained a ton of time right there. That's great.
Nice.
He picked up about 7/10 through that section. Oh, okay. Third one off the list. Go ahead and get that done. You know.
Look at the top 3. Top 3 are within a 10th. Top 4 within 2/10 of each other's. That's a very tight qualifying for silver.
Yeah, they're all tightly grouped together. The 142s, the 143s, 144s. That top 8. It'll be interesting to see how that goes.
So I think the last silver driver is up 7/10 on his lap here.
Yeah. He's looking. Ooh, he's lost a little on the final corner, but coming across the line, he might bring it just up to 7/10. Yep, and that jumps him into 8th.
Good improvement. And I think the first gold driver, yep. Jeremy. All right.
Yeah, the Aaron brothers are going to be the first 2 across the line, it looks like. You know what? I don't see that much. Does anyone? I don't know if you guys do. Does anyone see much of a dry line for me?
It kind of looks like
dry
it, but
enough.
not much different than I think the silver had.
Yeah. I feel like the wet makes the turn to dip on the downhill. That makes it quite tricky for me to control versus when you're in the dry. And the dry is practically not here, but the Denton dip was quite impactful for me.
It made me lock up my rears a few times going into turn 3.
Yeah.
Which I think also sent a few people hurtling into the grass there.
Jeremy got way ahead. I think Jason had an issue because I'm just looking at the map. There's a slot missing, and I don't see his car on track. He's not in pit lane. He must be tucked right behind somebody.
Yeah, I think I see him tucked right behind Gilchrist.
Oh, Jeremy, 141.3 quickly takes P1 there.
With an 8/10 gap.
Yep.
Maybe the track is drying a little bit from the traffic.
Up is Kovic, puts it P6.
Connor Farrell is P14, first lap 45.5.
Halen gets a little squirrely out of the last corner, but so far, not a huge dent taken out of the silver drivers.
Who may put it P2.
Half a second behind from Jeremy Yaren. Our leader Jeremy Yaren right now is half a second or 4/10 up from himself.
And I'm gonna go over Steven Sarver here. He's up 1.3 seconds on his lap. It looks like he had just a safe banker. He's about 6 seconds off pole.
Oh my god. We might see a 140.
Yep. Jeremy's looking for that.
A 140.7, holy. I think that qualifies first in D5.
And I see May's up on my timing board here.
That May's half a second
Switch over to May. Yeah, he's still gonna need another 5-6 tenths.
To catch Jeremy.
Yeah. And the delta's getting even bigger looking at Jeremy's current lap.
Straight to D4.
I need to get a button for that. It's a soundboard. Straight to D4. And penetration.
Penetration.
And then maybe a nice little boop sound. People hit the wall, you know?
Boop. Yep. Look at C Mar is 1.2 almost up. Couple S3.
DC loses it in the final corner. I think they hit the barrier, but I don't think it was too much. Because they haven't set a time yet.
As Mar comes across the line.
Mar, third place, I believe. Yep. Maybe Farrell or Gilchrist. Good delta.
Yes. Jason's also up. I'm gonna hop on with Gilchrist. And it looks like Gilchrist. Let's see, who's Gilchrist got right behind him? Is that Jeremy right behind Gilchrist? I think so. I was gonna say Gilchrist is up almost a second on his lap. Oh man, and he's off track. And he was getting pressure from Jeremy behind. Alright, I'm gonna jump on with actually sorry, that was Jason. Jason crosses the line with a good improvement. Should move him up quite a bit. Yeah, P8.
Looks like I've got a spin out of turn 1. Or, sorry, turn
Oh,
the
it
last
looks like 2 spins.
final corner.
Yeah.
If I
2
could
yellow
try
flags.
and speak properly.
His chunk improves to P11. Sarver down in P23 is up almost a second on his lap. Looking to improve. I'm looking at my timing board. Farrell is up about 3/10. This should be good for a position if you can hold it.
Oh, the chat did mention. Harold McDonald just mentioned our local electrician's not here tonight.
Is very true, Harold. Good eye. It's a little late for divisional movement, so I hope there wasn't a pre-race light bulb emergency.
Oh, hold on.
I don't see him in here.
I distinctly remember.
We are checking.
We are checking. They did so good last weekend.
And hop on board with Jeremy. He is up still on his lap. Oh, lost a little bit there.
Hey, he got plenty of margin. Rigatoni said light bulb and water don't mix.
Yeah.
I don't see any other big improvements here. Kovic is up on his time.
Kovic, yep. I think that's.
Jumped into Kovic. Got about 10 seconds left in qualifying.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's made it to race day. Looks like he's. The last thing I got from Toma was that he was finding hard time practicing between work and Starfield.
Oh, man.
Oh, Starfield.
Girl, Starfield.
It'll get you. Yeah, I've got a handful of hours banked into that game already. It's a classic
Kovic
Bethesda
just
title.
lost.
Good and bad. As Kovic goes off.
Doesn't look like anyone's up on their times.
Night wheels.
Oh, Night Wheels
Yeah,
is.
big improvement.
1.5
1.5
seconds.
Oh, and Jason up.
Still early in the lap, too.
Woo, Jason jumps to 4.
Jason put a P4. Nice.
Holy.
Yeah, Night Wheels. This is P2
This is a
territory
second
right here.
P2,
Maybe,
yep.
maybe
Yeah, it is P2. If you
he
get to
might
keep
can
it.
take pole if he's. Man, he needs about 2 more
He's
tenths.
inside.
It's close.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can hold it.
I'm keeping an eye on Mark just ahead of him. I'll tell you where he jumps to. Is he's currently up 1.2.
Uh-oh.
Oh, lost some time there. Not going to be enough for pole, I don't think, but what an improvement here for Night Wheels. Let's see.
That may be a P2-3 still looking at.
Yep.
Mark loses it on the final corner, unfortunately, staying in P26.
Let's see where Night Wheels puts it. P2.
P2.
Awesome improvement.
We're 40 milliseconds
Yeah.
apart.
Let's check out driver standings while we wait for everybody to get their setup going.
Man, talk about a last lap hero.
So
That was a good
currently
quality.
leading the championship, our pole sitter, Jeremy Yarn, with 402 points. Alex Chunk, P2, with 379 points. Looking for Alex on the board, P12
12th.
this race. Yep. Steven Sarver, P3 with 373 points. Steven is down in 15th. So teammates pretty close together there. Then P4, Craig Moore, 329. A fair amount off of P3, especially with drop races already in. Don't see any huge swings anymore. And our favorite light bulb specialist, Tomo Constantine, 312 points, not present tonight. Check out team standings. Currently leading is Baseline Racing, too tough to handle. Steven Sarver and Alex Chunk with 752 points. And then your calls, OBDA, Jason and Jeremy Aaron, 678. And then a massive 301 point gap down to P3. Madhouse Racing, Pacific Spirits with Alan Lung and Thomas Ma. So only 74 points between P1 and 2, especially with Jeremy being pole sitter. Huge chance to upset the team standings here in week 6.
And it's only 3 positions, and they'll be next to each other, and you could have some great, teammate racing. Like, I doubt they'll race, but at least, you have a rear gunner.
Yeah, let's see. And so Jeremy P1, Jason P5. Yeah. Huge chance for those guys to make some points up tonight. While we're waiting, we got about 20 seconds. I'm going to give a shout out to the sponsors. Right. And our drivers are...
Oh, Sean said no sound for sponsor?
Ooh.
Interesting. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, we will figure that out later. Our drivers are getting warmed up. I think we kind of already went over standings. We talked about Jeremy and Jason and their opportunity, but Night Wheels is up there, P2. May, P3. Mar, P4. I think the race is anybody's game, especially that heater of a lap Night Wheels put in the very last second. What do you guys got for race winner?
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna say probably Jeremy.
Yep.
If he can
survive turn 1.
If he can survive turn 1, I think that puts him away.
I think the other Yaron, Jason, also has podium chance.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think double podium for that team is very realistic.
And I'm thinking Harris down in 6, silver driver. He's in a good spot.
I mean, I love a good underdog story. Silver
right.
driver to take it. What a dream. I think what happened in D5 was like D1, 2, and 3, gone. 4, 5, and 6, we were all like 4 to 5 seconds apart.
Are the elbows out?
So we'll see how these guys fare.
they are coming into the last corner.
Knight is way ahead of Jeremy.
You gotta be careful. Oh, let's see.
Okay.
Clean start.
Okay, clean
Clean start. Oh man.
615 got a DT
Oh yeah.
from the back.
Oh,
Oh,
Night Wheels goes wide.
Oh no.
Looks
We've
like
had
he
a
kept it straight though.
change.
He kept it straight. That's what's important. Oh man.
And
Side by
just
side
like that,
Paris.
Jeremy is out of here.
Down leg side. Yeah, Jeremy is gone. There's no catching from here.
That's it.
But look at that though. A lot cleaner than a D5.
Yeah, a
These
little bit
things
of
have been very
little bit of
well
rubbing.
behaved this season.
Not bad for Night Wheels though. Only P4, so he really didn't lose too much for what could have been a race-ending incident.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
But it's still so tight, especially coming down the chicane. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some yellows pop up as we get that, you know, accordion effect.
Yeah, looks clean to the chicane. For a lot of people.
Yeah, everyone gets through nice and clean.
Gilchrist looking for a move on patches. Tucked it back in. Oh, I see in the back. Oh,
yeah.
yep.
And Beverly Jr. and they've taken out a few of them, got caught up in that. Looks like
Get in the pit.
I think so. Just took in, bumped, and then it looks like someone spun in courtesy. ACOM, Mark, and someone else has gone off, sitting on the side of the road.
ME, I'll replay that as well.
And while we were looking at replays, Night Wheels lost one spot to Sam Yours. So I think
Yeah, this spot was lost in turn 3, lap 1. Fairly early on, but he's holding on, so.
with the fastest lap, Patches O'Houlihan. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that O'Houlihan while we're at it.
And I'll stay up front. Looks like Night Wheel just passed Harris.
I'm gonna miss all the Night Wheel. I'm gonna miss all the action for him every time I change.
Alright, we'll look at the pit, it's alright. We got Houlihan.
Thomas Edison. So I'm just laughing at chat. Thomas Edison. No, unfortunately, he did not make it in tonight. Thomas Edison, that's such a good one.
I hope he goes back and watches this.
No.
He's catching strays in a race he's not in.
He probably wouldn't catch any strays in D5, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe D4. Definitely D5. Oh!
Some more bumping.
Yeah, somebody was just stopped on track right in front of Patches. Let's, I'm gonna catch that replay real quick.
Oh,
See what happened.
Menzies put Soik around, I think.
Oh.
Going to man.
No, sorry, not Soik. It was
Yeah,
Menzies
it was...
getting put around. I don't know who by though. I missed it.
Ooh.
So
477 turn Menzie around. That's
Halen.
yeah, so Soik earlier like braked way early and caused a little bit of a pile up, lost a couple of spots. Not sure what happened there. As we see Chunk try to make a move turn 1, tucks right back in behind Walsey.
Too early pitters. Jeremy is out front with the fastest lap.
Yep.
4 seconds away to second.
4/10.
Yep. 4 seconds, not 4/10.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the fastest lap.
Oh, yeah.
No, his fastest lap was 7/10 faster than.
Going to Walsey in the pit. Replay.
Well, spins happened, yeah.
Ooh, GG off leg side.
Unlucky. I think that's a big thing. I think it's going to be consistency, you know?
Yep, in the wet, absolutely. I'm
Yellow
hop on
flag,
board with
ACOM.
Night Wheel. Oh, yep. I'm going to ACOM. You go to Night Wheel.
Yeah.
Yep.
He comes at a spin going into turn 3.
Yep. And then Langford looks like it's a whoopsie. We'll replay that in the pit as well. 6-second chicane.
A lot of just natural spins, I think, touching the grass and just going around.
Yep, not too much curve.
Ooh, Night Wheels gets a little late on the brakes.
He's really gunning back for his P2 position.
Boop, boop.
Oh no. Oh, Houlihan dropped a couple positions.
Yeah, there's a yellow. He had a yellow flag a little ago.
Oh, back marker.
Flag already.
Tightening it up.
Yep.
They're both heavily compromised. Ooh, Knight was going for it.
He's going for
Knight
it.
is going
He's
for
gonna have
it.
inside line in the next turn. I think he's got it past on.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
I
brave.
think Farrell yielded and didn't want to go side by side.
Yeah, it's early.
Yeah, it's early.
Yeah.
Don't need to be that elbows out just yet.
That's what Night Wheels
And
back
Farrell
up to
went
P3.
wide off to the dirt. How about Amensi in P18th? Looking to the back of Houlihan, the tramp stamp of Houlihan.
Well, said tramp sample Houlihan. That means that we're gonna have to get the rear Ohulicam. Check that tramp
Yep.
stamp out. The rare rear Ohulicam.
Oh, Chunk and Kovac switching places. Well, that might just be my timing screen jumping around.
Yeah, I see the same thing, but yeah,
but the
it
gap's
looks like
quite large.
Kovac's last lap was 4 seconds down, so maybe he went off track.
Pellerin. Oh no! Oh no! Pellerin ran off in turn 3 unless we played in the pit.
Oh, and it's an interesting return too.
And we've got Walsey is off. I don't know if you want to try and catch that replay.
Damage. Will do. We're playing Walsey. Is it turn 3 again? Oh no. Oh, I didn't click the replay. That's why it didn't work. ACOM is on the grass again. Let's check it out.
And Jeremy with a 6-second gap now.
Yeah, but May's last lap was 4/10 quicker than Jeremy's. May down in P15.
Yeah. I guess Jeremy just feel comfortable enough with 6 seconds.
Gilchrist looking at Lung here for P12.
Oh, Lemon Squirrely.
Oh.
GG.
Into the grass, and that's a position gained.
And Halen's gonna look to make up a spot also there. Yep, gets it done.
Yeah, especially with how hard it is to get grip and get going again on the wet. One small mistake, even if you don't get past right away, could lead you to just not having the speed to defend. As Knight takes
May's
the
coming
fastest
in.
lap.
Side by side with Lern to last turn.
Oh, May getting a little squirrely there.
Oh,
Gotta be
Right back
careful.
in. Yeah.
Slide right in the pit lane.
Oh, Lern went on
Wow.
41.
So that was good awareness from May there.
Yep, good
Staying on the
dodge.
brakes.
I'm watching some of these guys take T1, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a couple drive-throughs. Maybe not this early, but I think we will see drive-throughs this race as It looks like Menzies has gone off.
So DC is looking to pass Houlihan. I think that's done.
Yep.
Houlihan didn't really fight him. Slam goat survived.
Night Wheels fastest lap 1:41.920. Wow, that's a
That is
second and a half faster. than
Insanely
Jeremy.
quick.
The Night Wheels is about a second off of Arn.
Mar, yep.
Yeah,
Right
that's gonna
behind him.
close quick.
Yep, that's gonna get close quick. You're right.
Mars lost a 43.4, Knight a 42.2.
Replaying J May in the picture
I'm gonna leave it on
Looks
board
like it is-
Night, and I'll be right back.
Oh, looks like, yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, it's that corner.
Yeah. I think it's Druids, that one, is that true?
I believe so.
No,
Let me
that's
double.
last turn. That's last turn. That's
It was Lodge? Okay, because Druids is an absolute killer.
the double apex, yeah.
I think I could really... I wouldn't be surprised if we see some races ruined. So it'll be interesting to see Marn Wheels. Oh!
Stop.
Mars going a bit deep. Wheels looking down the inside.
I picked the right car to go on board with when I stepped out, huh?
Oh, man, he goes deep.
I'm gonna hop onto
Notice we have a couple of yellow flags pop off.
Yep. GB2.
Heller and
Let's
GB2.
take a look at- Oh, Kurt. Oh man. Damage? No damage. No damage. Yeah, exiting to a little wide, and then
Look-
that dip into
Yeah.
man.
Looks like Pellerin has some damage. Oh, is off onto the chicane. Just hitting that inside bump on the chicane. It's just so massive it can send you to the grass so easily. I think Pellerin's... I can visually, I think, see damage on the front of the car.
On board with Walsey, looking to Houlihan. Patch is defending.
And looking at the weather forecast, got about 30 minutes, and rain's gonna let up some.
Oh man, the blue flags. Everyone got to navigate through. Bro, and then
Oh,
off
wow.
to the grass.
Going up, sticking the barriers.
Oh, those see, those signs he's just come through were big for breakpoints. As he's, I don't think he's on the line, or as people are taking evasive action. Yeah, I think Pellerin's got some major damage.
Yeah.
That was a wild ride.
I think he has just sent people to their doom though in Druids. With that braking, because a lot of people use those double signs as braking markers.
That was gone in the formation lap in D4.
Yeah, and it was gone in the formation lap in D5 too. Who are these saboteurs?
Walsey is going inside.
A little bit of bumping.
Turn 3. Don't know if that's clean. Looks clean-ish. That was a strategic take out of the sign. I'm gonna replay A Chunk versus Harris in the pit. Looks like there may be a the inside the second.
Oh, yellow
second-
flag. Yellow flag. Jason Yarn into the tire barrier.
Oh no.
Lost a couple of spots there.
Replay that in the pit.
Bang.
That is where
Was that a Druids?
I'm looking.
Oh, I wasn't paying
checking.
attention.
That looks like Druid. That looks like.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh.
It's the sign, dude. You're actually it's the sign. Oh, GG.
You
Yep.
don't see those signs. It trips your brain. You miss the breaking point, and off you shoot. It's gonna be. He's not. He may be the first, but I don't think he'll be the last.
Definitely not. Ooh, Kovic. Oh, someone went off. I believe that's Sam Harris who went. Oh, not Harris who went off. I think Stan Harris. They gave him place to Kovic. Cascade went wide. Look at DC. DC's a 4 tenths away from Houlihan. Houlihan looks like he got compromised T1. DC got to back out at T2. Cascade good exit. Houlihan is in a slight deficit. Can he defend through Island Bend? Not quite. Side by side. And Houlihan yield. Survive. That's important.
Wheels down nice close with Mar again after their brief interaction.
All right, let's go there. Oh, I'm going to Jason. Jason looks like he may have made a pass against a chunk in the pit. Let's take a look.
I'm gonna hop onto Night Wheels in full.
Oh yeah, a chunk when off-roading. We'll stay on Jason in the pit. Oh, let's go to wheels.
Man, yeah, they are right next to each other.
Kovic got a yellow. Looks like Cascade. Yep, Cascade got another one. Oh, that looks fast. Don't think that was damage, I think.
Jason, Yaron, and Chunk are also right behind one another.
GB2.
Actually, 4, 5, and 6 are all relatively close.
And
They are.
May on Parkinson here was.
I'm on board with you. On May.
And Malone. Yeah, there's gaps are really starting to close up here. I think blue flags
That's
are
a
slowing people down
Yep.
Yeah.
and creating some battles.
Oh, that was near penetration.
Was that
Decent
May
maneuver.
sliding away?
That's
Yeah,
May,
that
yep.
was May. Ooh, Harris getting a pass on Malone as Malone goes a little wide there. I think there was another driver. Was it Kovic who went wide there? Yep.
Oh, contact.
Oh, contact. I think
As
that
someone
was
goes into the
Halen.
beach.
I think that was Halen and Malone.
Yep, that's Halen Malone. I'm gonna replay that.
Halen until Malone it's time to take a little beach vacation.
Oh, Malone went inside, didn't leave enough space, barely, and bumped Malone off.
I'm on board here with Chunk, who's behind Jason Yaron, who's behind Connor Farrell. I almost said Colin Farrell.
In the pit, we're looking at May versus Wheel. Oh, Knight versus Wazzy. T1. Oh, May went white in Cascade.
Oh, Kovac with a little fishtail coming out of the corner of the chicane there. It's all quite... It's all tight in pockets.
Now on board with Jason. Actually, I'm gonna hop onto Wheels.
Yeah, Night Wheels
Still
here.
fighting Mar.
Fighting for P2.
0.2. I don't think he's close enough to get down the inside. He does take a peek though.
A chunk had a yellow.
Is he gonna hook it around the...
Oh, he went wide.
Oh,
Hopefully he learns his lesson because that was risky.
Parker's
I think-
yellow.
So it looks 10 minutes. Rain's gonna lighten up some.
Yeah, looks like it. We'll see
Yeah.
how it gets. I think Knight knows he's quicker and he smells blood in the water, but as the passing opportunities are just so little. Oh,
Yeah.
as he's sent himself deep.
Yeah. Gotta be patient. Nice toe.
That's
So
gonna
tough
be
to
it.
be patient though.
Oh, Parkinson went off again. Oh, I think he's just staying off track. I think he has heavy damage on the vehicle. Just trying to bring it back home. Look at Sarver.
What's he server?
17th.
17.
Yeah, I think he took as someone Soik looks like bumped
Went
that
up
inside and
yep.
went deep, yeah. It's just sign debris littering the infield.
Got some folks in the chat saying how good the Jag is in the wet. So, you know, Steven's got his work cut out for him getting around patches here.
Yeah, I think Steven took some, I don't know if it was damage, but got knocked around at the beginning, so it took
Yeah.
pit early and now is just trying to chase places.
Yeah, you know, I kind of joked about Jag in the wet there. I don't think anyone was seriously talking about it being good in the wet, but Hatches is P3 is silver drivers right now in the Jag.
Oh, you're right. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, quite the performance so far tonight.
Yeah, if you're gonna drive a boat, you'd hope it's in the wet, you know?
That's right. Maybe it is a beast in the wet.
Exactly.
Walsey just went into the pit.
You're looking at for times. Looks like, man,
Knight's still holding on to that fastest lap by a long shot.
so I remember last week, not last night, last week, Doug really tried to emphasize the importance of practicing your pit stop on the D5 stream. Our quickest time stop tonight is Steven Sarver with 9 seconds, respectable. I mean, we're seeing them in the 14s and the 13s and the 19s.
I think because
like, is it
most people
damage?
that pit, yeah, I think it's damage. I think you're
agree.
right. Because I think it's most people pitting from those bumps and stuff at the very beginning, or at least like, you know, taking it off and just ruining their the aero.
Yeah.
Yeah, early stopper tend to.
Speaking
stop
of which,
damage. Land
who
forward.
just took a just took a trip to the infield?
That is Cascade, I believe, as well. Oh yeah, do that donut.
I check on with Night Wheels. Close the gap again, about 3/10.
Yeah, he's back at it.
Shell oil into.
Oh, he's right there too.
Yeah, he had to lift. Mar got in the way.
It was Kovic and Halen. I think Kovic and Halen have had a contact.
Each other. I
Yeah.
can't play that. That's T1. Kovic got outside, touched the grass. I see.
Yeah, he touched the grass and then had no choice.
Yep. Back to wheels with you. I'm a replay Lerm. Looks like he had an overtake. Oh, Lerms looks like has weird aero damage, literally butthurt. Ah, replay not enough, not far enough.
Oh, looks like Soik's gone off.
Replay in the pit.
Just avoids the barrier coming across the track there.
Is that is Cascade? Yes.
Yeah, turn 3 is really
So close.
turn 3 seems to be the real catcher for D6 tonight.
As Will's coming into Cascade skin.
Oh, he looked on the outside. God, he
so
wants it.
trashy outside with all the signs, foam sign board.
Halen
Yeah.
looking to get a pass on Malone here. So that Delta got some action here.
Yeah, it was less than a tenth.
Yep. Looks like Night Wheels is backing off a little bit, watching the pip.
Yeah, he got a little too close coming into turn 4 and had to left as he got a little squirrely.
Halen on the outside to turn
Outside.
1. Good luck with that. Is he going to get it done? Wow, that was
He's gonna
better
side
than
by
I
side with
thought.
2. He got a
Yep.
dry side, hopefully.
Got the
Malone
drive off.
yield.
Nice. Well, brave, and it paid off. We'll jump back up to Night Wheels.
Oh, I saw him touch grass there.
Oh,
He's kept it together.
no damage. The chance gonna come back in a couple laps, I believe. It should. He has a lot of pace, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a pretty healthy gap to P4, so
Yep.
just gotta,
Go to Kovic.
He's got the time to play with.
yeah.
Looking in the rear of Leung.
Oh, is Wolsey's heading off?
Leung's very wide an exit.
Kovic was wide, but not as wide as long. Oh, is he?
he's on the
my
grass.
Goodness.
Oh no!
Jeez.
I thought he's gonna collect them both.
Yeah, I thought they were both about to go then. Was Halen took it a bit deep in the last corner, but held position. Lost a little time to Malone. I mean, if we're talking about consistency, Jeremy is
Look at Mancy's.
9 seconds ahead and running away with it.
Did Night Wheels just post fastest lap? No, he's had it.
No.
Gilchrist.
Side by side with Harris.
Got the pass.
And
done.
Harris tucked back in on a second chicane.
Jumped down to Menzies here.
I'm with you. Ooh, Soik's really wide for the wet side. Looks like Manzi understeered. Saved it.
If you lose it in
Soik
turn
under
4,
again.
if you lose it in turn 4 and you get sent into those barriers, it is essentially game over. That is an easy, like, 20 seconds of damage. You can't keep
yeah.
it slow.
That is, you're so fast.
So if I'm Menzies, I'm gonna pit this lap. He still's gotta make a
Yeah,
stop.
I think so. If Mancy hasn't even pit and he's fighting Soik.
Yeah.
And Soik pit already. Yeah, I wouldn't fight this. Like, you fight him, so what? You gotta pit and then come back after him again? Yeah, I agree. This is the better strat to just pit. I'm gonna hop up to Leung on the 11th.
That's what I've been keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
A steady pace with each other. I think it's a battle of mistakes. Who's going to be the one to make the least?
I'm gonna hop to Wolsey.
Oh yeah, some.
Oh, cause I never mind. I thought he passed Houlihan, but the Patches just went to the pit. I'm with who should I look at? Looks like our leader just pit.
Our leaders jumped into the pit.
Oh no! I wonder if he went half C on fuel. We're at 30 minutes mark.
Maybe.
Replay Harris, because I feel like this is a weird strat.
He has come out in Some pretty hefty traffic, it looks like. Oh,
Yeah.
as he's gone off and hit the grass, as he might collect patches.
No! Oh no!
Yeah, collect his patches. He's
Oh,
and there's another
it got
collection.
terrible.
Langford. Oh, and the other. Oh, I thought the other Aaron Bro was gonna get collected.
Wild right now, guys.
And that was just a poor domino effect.
All because
Replay
Jeremy
that
had to take
in the
that pit
pit.
stop. I don't think he took fuel though, because
I agree.
his time stopped was a
5
perfect
seconds.
5 seconds. That's what you need to win the race.
Yep. Just took out Houlihan.
And maybe collect a penalty on the way, but you needed to
Yeah.
win the race. So he's
Just
I don't
sand
know.
it.
Not a steward, but yeah,
It's,
I don't think Patches deserved that one, and
Yep.
I mean, it's unfortunate for patches for sure.
Jeremy better build a gap if he wants to keep P1, because if he does get a penalty, he's got to consider the time.
I mean, I can only think now Wheels is foaming at the mouth. Not only is he now,
Oh, yeah, he is.
he now knows he's quicker than first place.
Yep.
So he's just got to collect that time and then go for it.
I would consider it even if I will closing that gap, but like within a second or so, just go in and not fight and undercut. I wonder if that's what Yaron's doing. A tire potential is overheating. Give it a rest in the midway, since he didn't take fuel.
Yeah, that's smart. You know, if you're leading. Might as
Yeah,
well.
but I think hopefully that's our big crash of the night, though. With a collection of what? That was 4, 5 cars.
Going to Kovic.
Oh, as
That
Matt
was,
is.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's returned to the pits. Like I said, turning out of turn 4 and losing it, you're going to head first into there with a lot of damage.
Nope, this is a good spot.
Ooh, Menzies half a second off of Soik. And Kovic, Malone, and Lung are all pretty close to each other. Oh, as looks like Soik's taking it off. And that's gifted
replay
Menzies
that.
the position.
In the pit. Where are they? That looks like Druid. Yep, that's
Yeah, that's true. It's
back to Kovic in the pit.
GB2 taking off as well, coming out of turn 3. So the last lap between first and second was... Oh, Mars actually set a faster lap.
Yeah, Night Wheels was invalidated, so I don't know if he lost some time there, or
Touched grass a little, maybe.
maybe. Yeah. I see Jeremy's
Yeah.
last lap, 42.4. That was his personal best. But you've been right there with the tire idea.
Say again? I don't think.
As far as his overall pace,
Oh.
he just set his fastest lap. Jeremy did. So I wonder if his tires were overheating.
Yeah.
You give him a break, you know.
And Jeremy's only 12 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's in a good spot. So his total time lost through the pit, or say total
22,
time
I
through the
think.
pit, is
Looks like
22.
Soik went off a cascade, it seemed like. Is it cascade?
Our silver
that's
leader,
second sheet.
Harris, has taken his penalty. Oh, his penalty? His
Pit stop.
pit stop, thank you.
Speaking of penalties, no drive-throughs yet. I know we still got 25 minutes to go, but
We had
I
a
think
starting drive-through and that was it.
Yes.
That was it, as Lungs lost it in turn 3.
I'm gonna replay that in the pip.
Kovic,
I think he touched grass and spun it.
Yeah, Kovic just touched some grass trying to get a pass on Malone here. Did not get the pass done. Brought it back on track safely.
I mean, I don't want to say I saw it coming, but I knew it was going to be a bad thing just watching sim races touch grass for the first time.
GB.
Especially wet grass, you know.
I touched a lot of outside stuff last week. That's why I didn't get seat time. Back to Gilchrist.
Sim races rarely touching grass in real life, and they don't want to touch grass in the race. That's for sure.
You get so
Oh,
conditioned. and not want to touch the grass. You
Exactly.
Get out in the wild.
Yeah.
You don't want to touch anything. You know,
It's
I start now.
dangerous.
Knight just set another fastest lap at a 141.5.
Wow, that's a second faster than Caleb or Craig. I'm sorry.
And Mars had a rough lap too
Craig.
because his last was a 145.
5, yep.
Yep.
So that gap has vanished between the two.
Wow.
If I'm Knight right now, next lap I'm going in. I'm not fighting this on track.
I'm also seeing a lot of the lap times drop a bit. Seeing a lot more 141s.
Yeah, rain's starting to slack up some. This is where maybe it would pay off to wait for your pit stop. You know, you can adjust your pressures if you need to. And maybe take tires if it's going to dry
implies
up.
taking tires.
That's what I'm saying. And maybe take tires if it dries up.
No, taking tires too long. I did that.
Yeah,
You
I
did
don't
that in this
think-
race?
Yeah. We had to be extremely dry to worth the time.
I see.
Yeah, the
drive-
rain would have to stop completely.
Yep.
And what a treat that would be. But I don't think it's going to
Yeah.
happen tonight.
But I assume the tire is pretty toasty at the moment. It looks fairly dry, the line. So I would assume undercut is a good strat because you give your tire rest, cool them down a little bit, and you get a good outlap.
Ooh, I'm gonna jump down to Wallsy real quick. Oh
Wallsy.
man,
Ooh.
immediate curse. Immediate
That's a
curse.
good one.
Yup.
Get back up to Night Wheels, which is his teammate. so-
Run away, run away.
I'm gonna replay your curse.
Oh jeez.
Is that a Cascade? Yeah, that's Cascade.
It really looked like I just threw out the oil slick on it.
Yup.
on the track
Just
there.
click, and he's fun.
It looks like dirt, yeah. Being that close and then just losing it.
I'm looking at Langford in the pit.
I've heard of a grip hack. I have anti-grip hacks.
Gilchrist has come off in the last corner. And he's diving into the pit.
Night Wheels is. Oh man, this is close. Blue flag
That
there.
will really want this on
Yes,
track.
He's got to come in. He's gonna lose so much time if he doesn't.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's losing so much time. Yaren is getting closer and closer.
I know, 10 seconds only now.
Man, Gilchrist lost it in the last corner. He's jumped into his pit box and he's had a long pit.
You think he got good damage?
I think so, yeah. I didn't see, I just saw him coming out of the dirt. I didn't see if he hit the barrier. But I'm watching him now and he's gone from 5th to 10th.
Oof. I'm in the pit. I'm gonna hop onto Manzi versus Swalzy. 2 battles on track. Lang went into the pit.
Let's see. Ooh, Marco's into the pits.
Oh, Lang got a DT, I see. As Lang came out just in front of Manzi's. Gilchrist went off on Cascade. And see on the side here, yep, that's...
That's tough.
Oh, looks like Mar in P3.
I took a pit stop.
Went
He's
to
in the pit stop right now, yeah.
Yep. He's the one who decided to undercut, and Lang went off an island ban. Let's look at Kovic.
Well, let's see what times Wheels puts in, because if he starts consistently putting in his 141s, and then he might just take it to a last second pit stop and have that gap. But I think with all the back markers, it's going to be hard to find
To go through
such
traffic,
nice
yeah.
air.
So Mar stopped 28 seconds total through the pit lane. 11 seconds
Not the
actual
worst,
stopped.
but not perfect.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare him to Jeremy, that's 6 seconds that he lost
Ooh,
throughout the whole
Kovac's
pit
going
lane.
inside
Kovac.
T2. T1.
T1, they're going to go side by side for a while. Oh, he's in the danger vortex. Oh, as Malone backs out, I think there.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah, that was Kovac. That was a nice move by Kovac. Oh, his lung gets a drive through. That's tough.
I'm gonna go hop on board with A-Chunk. Alex.
He's just watching the fight from behind, hoping to pick up some scraps, I think.
Sword went off. Replaying the pip.
Oh yeah, Soik backwards by Druids.
Oh, exit too wide. Oh, that looks heavy damage. Back into on board with Alex Chunk. I don't know if Nightwell's overcut's gonna work. He's running just under 103 seconds a lap. Just under.
To be fair, he was still 2 seconds quicker than Jeremy. So it may be that he's just consistently hitting 142 and he's hoping on mistakes from behind him to slow them down, as a back marker really slows down Jeremy.
I'm hop on board with Mancy. Looks like there was a yellow for a second.
That was Acom just getting out of the way of
I see. Oh, he did miss the second chicane, Mancy. Still pointing the right way at least.
Chunk keeping it within half a second of Malone.
I'm gonna check on wheels real quick. Check his relative. Nightwheel right now is about 31 seconds in front of Craig Marr, and that, if I recall correctly, that is just more than the pit margin, the pit delta.
Yeah, so Mar was 28 seconds actual, like, in the pit lane, so you gotta account for braking and accelerating.
Yeah, I think the
you're
pit delta is
about right.
a perfect one. Also, yeah, Jeremy Yarn got a perfect pit delta, 22 seconds. So
Yeah.
Nightwheel should have some leeway to over.
Soik and Long is side by side right now, going into the first corner. Oh, Soik just puts it in front. That was a nice move. As Mar takes P3. As I think Jason was in the pits. Yes, Jason taking his pit in the P4.
Said Jason taking his pit stop?
Yep, Jason
Oh yeah, I
took his
see
pit.
it. Yeah, I see it.
He's now in P4.
Yellow flag, DC, and Acom.
DC replaying.
So you get,
I
looks like
think
you got tied up.
Soik too, yeah. Right after Soik made that overtake in a turn 1 as well.
Second chicane took him out.
Yeah, it looks like I think Kovac and Malone, I think, and Simichez, right? They'll drop down to about 10th with their pits, as they're not too far ahead of that group. And I think Knight might drop to 3rd. Like, I think he might be behind Mar at this point.
Commentator's curse is really like on point tonight. I go on board with Batches, he cuts the chicane. Switch over to Gilchrist, he almost loses it with oversteer. I mean, I'm gonna
On
switch
board
off
with
that
Alex
camera
Chunk.
view.
Yeah. Oh,
Looks like he's got
DC.
some black flags, blue flags in front.
DC just made a pass against Alan Leung. Looks like we're replaying the pip. Oh yeah, Leung went wide in Cascade. On track but wide.
He's going right up behind him though.
Yep. Still chasing.
Yeah, but Mark took that chicane nicely, and Lone, I think, was a little too shallow going into it and lost time. Oh, but he's skipped the Mark's skipped the skip the chicane. Oh my God! Skip the chicane.
There you go. Pull it through.
Gosh.
Now Lone got a good one against him. Should be fairly close into Jurt.
Oh, someone's had enough. Menzies gone way too deep into turn 3. Loses 2 positions because of it.
The right way.
Yeah, never really out of control, but they haven't taken that pit yet. So to lose positions is
Oh yeah, that is true.
just ruining it.
Sean said word is hard. Yeah, man. Me no English.
John, we cannot see limit violations. No.
Yeah, we can. I wish we can.
That would be very cool.
Looks like 615 pointing the incorrect way. The Porsche. Let's take a look. See it.
Well, that might have been a collision. There's 2 yellows down there.
He went off Jurt by himself. At least in the pit.
And someone might have collected with him.
Yeah, he may have collected someone. I didn't see in the replay though.
It looked like. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that was a collection just because of both of them right next to each other.
Yeah. I believe if this is good, keep going for Night Wheels, he may take the latest stop. I think that's what he's thinking at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's taking this within maybe 2 or 3 minutes because he's got 18 seconds to mar now.
Yeah.
And he's setting 141s fairly consistently. High 141s, low 42s.
35 should be okay with plenty of room for error if you're not
Yellow
fixing
flag.
things. Oh, as we have
Jason?
replayed that? Yes, that's
He's back
Jason
on though.
replay.
Looks like he's back on. Not sure what happened.
Oh,
Malone skipped the second, last tough. Malone
I
has
think
skipped the
he
second one.
touched Menzie? Either Menzie or I don't remember who's the other car. Menzie's teammate. Dismuke. That was Dismuke that
Yes.
Jason touch bumped. Where are
Malone and Chunk switching places.
Chunks? Okay.
'Cause, I think Malone skipped that second chicane and seceded the position of Chunk as Malone still needs to take his pit.
I'm going to Walsey. Walsey is very close to Sarver.
This livery getting a lot of screen time. Or I get these
Yeah,
liveries
kidding.
between Walsey, Night Wheels, Sarver, and Chunk.
Oh,
Oh,
Sarver.
they are right on each other.
Jurid. Walsey got the inside for launch.
Side
But
by
he's
side.
got
A little bit of
a little
contact.
touching.
Love tap, but they're through. That's good. That's a good
That
good
pass.
overtake, I think.
That was excellent on the wet line on the inside. Oh my goodness!
Sends it down
Brave.
For a goes
Oh no. Oh gosh.
No. Oh no.
Can't park there, man.
I think he got a little too much excitement going for
Yeah.
that blue
I think he
blue
just wanna
flag.
clear it and get out of the way and leave Solver,
Yeah.
but end up coughing that position right back up.
He's lost 2 from that position, yeah.
Yep, lost extra to May.
I mean, a great pass on Sava, but
Replaying
Unlucky to
while
see.
picture in picture.
I'm down on DC P18.
Langford's taking a drive through.
Long.
Oh yeah, Lung got a because DC went off and Jurt, so Lung took the place, I believe. Yep.
Oh, Langford had a drive through and I think sped in the pit lane because they've come out with a stop go 30.
30. Yep. GG.
Oh, and a blue marker, black marker, sorry, is being. Oh, not a.
Oh, GB2.
No.
Replay.
Oh man.
I was on board with DC there.
Yeah. So Langford and GB2 were side by side, and
Yeah. Oh,
GB2 got stuck on the grass and came across, and
That's
big
DC
hit.
collected, yeah.
Yeah.
On board with Menzie.
Malone's taking his pit. I'll tell you where he ends up.
P16th. Look at Palarin. Ooh, understeer.
So Malone comes out from pitting at 9th into 11th. Oh, he's in the dirt though.
Yeah, he could not join safely there.
Oh, and there's a collision just ahead of him now. Oh no.
Oh, took the Pirelli
I'm
side of the
gonna-
souvenir.
Malone's gotta go.
Replay that.
Yep.
Yeah, it just got a bit messy, I think there, and the wet weather doesn't help with that.
Oh yeah, Gilchrist definitely touched 615's rear teeny
Yeah,
bit.
but looking at that, both of them were in the grass, trying to break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're in the grass, and then there's a dip in Danton. That
Yeah.
definitely didn't help. That dip's quite bad in the wet.
There's Langford now coming back into service, stop go 30. I think that was a bit of an
Jamie
overreaction
went
just
wide.
because of on the main
Walsey
cam
took it.
there. Man, was he? You know what? Jumping right back up to 11th. He's chasing for Salva. He's got a bit of a gap to cover now, but he's made his way back to where he originally was.
May still holding on to the rear of Walsey.
There's a Kovac took that pit, and they're now in 8th.
Checking up with Halen not far ahead, about 4/10 off. Jump back down to May. Every time I switch, gap closes up.
Oh, Walsey squirrely exit Cascade. Walsey took a defensive line. Sean said, so I should switch to driving interesting. I definitely try to do that. I had nothing to lose, Austin last. If it works out, great. If it didn't, nothing to lose. That was a good lesson too. I learned a lot about driving dry tire on wet condition. Wazzy went deep. Shallow into Knickerbrook. Oh, May. Boop. Oh, there's the chase.
Got it a little
And-
too much.
Yep.
That's unlucky.
Over to Halen
Into
here
Halen?
as we've
Yeah,
got
Halen
a
and
car.
Kovac are nice and close.
Is that a?
That was Acom, I believe.
Was that?
Yeah, I think that was Acom
Sorry.
diving out of the way.
The Pirelli
Oh, is that a
poster.
new aero device?
He's
for
just
extra
trying to get rid of
downforce?
it. I'm sorry. This is Oh
Yeah, I was
man.
like, yes, they on board.
Oh jeez. He's just gotta run into something,
got
man.
DT. Oh
Livery of the year.
Yeah.
Unicorn livery looks great.
no. Unicorn
I love
livery,
the
that's
unicorn.
right.
Good stuff. Yeah, Paladin with a drive-through. That's unlucky, especially with only 6 minutes to go. That might be a huge chunk of time lost.
So Nightwheel's in the pit lane. Let's see where he comes out.
I'm going to you can. Okay, I'll go on the wheel.
Yep.
Yaron's passed him, but I think he stayed ahead of Ma. But
Ooh, just cleared. Will's exit turn 1 already.
Yep.
I'm going to Kovic.
There's another car coming out of the pit lane.
First
With Mark
chicane.
coming through, I thought it was going to be a lot closer. I got
Yeah.
it mixed up. Yeah, so the overcut, 10 seconds for Night Wheels. I think that just shows the pace he had.
10 seconds? Oh, no.
They were-
6 seconds. Oh, 5.5 second toward Mar.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I was looking at
But
his
still,
gap to the
that is a
leader.
pretty good margin for overcutting.
Yeah.
Statement still stands.
About 5 minutes
Zog
left in
went
the race.
off.
And you know what? He's put himself where he started after losing those positions at the very beginning, and he still got the fastest lap.
Yeah. It's a solid race for him tonight so far. Speaking of solid races, I'm looking at like most improved. Halen in P8 right now. 14 position improvements. That's crazy. Go
Jeez.
from P22
Stan
all
Harris
the way up.
replaying. Looks like it is Cascade again. Cascade or Danton. Oh yeah, Danton definitely shortened his or lengthened his braking. I'm gonna hop onto Gilchrist.
Yeah, Gilchrist staring down the rear end of Malone. As he might have a quicker line out of this.
I do. Ooh. Malone's very tight entering Cascade.
Gilchrist, yeah, I thought he was gonna tap him then, but he's pulled through. May's joining this fight as well now.
Third player has entered the chat.
So looking at Night Wheels' pit stop, he was 9 seconds slower than Jeremy.
I think we just had a disconnect.
Do we?
Who?
Yeah, I think we just lost some.
We lost Drybone Malone.
Yeah, Malone just suddenly veered off. I thought he had an issue, but no, he just suddenly vanished.
Yep, I didn't see that, but I after you mentioned, I had to check the log.
So I was looking at the pit stop time for Night Wheels. He was 9 seconds slower than Jeremy. Their gap right now is about 9 seconds.
Oh,
You got
really?
to practice your pit stops, guys.
Oh
That
my
overcut,
God,
I think
you're right.
Harold called it out in the chat where the overcut could have got him the win.
Jeez.
I mean, we could be watching a
Wow.
race to the finish here.
do you
guys,
see who played in the pit?
Gotta practice the pit stops.
Wow, they would be coming out side by side. That would be tight to watch.
I can only think maybe he didn't uncheck the damage that he had gotten before.
Possible.
Because he didn't need to fix it looking at the laps he was putting down.
yeah, looking at his lap time, looked
Yeah.
great.
So,
Well, maybe he was so quick because he underfueled, and he had to take that extra fuel.
maybe so. But to take it so late though, you know,
That's true. I agree with that statement. Yeah.
like maybe if he made a mistake, strategy-wise, to underfuel that little bit.
yeah. If you're underfueled, I would like even more.
Yeah. Well, it was just a miscalculation. Maybe he just missed his box.
That is very plausible as well.
But his game froze. Malone's game froze.
No.
Heartbreaking.
Rip.
Man, with less than 5 minutes to go,
That was
that's
a good fight he had.
You know, Malone, it's not about the races we finish. It's the friends we make along the way.
yeah. That's the saying for people who crash. You know? Because if you're in first right now, like Jeremy, you're not thinking that. You're thinking about it's the races you win.
Oh, looks like mates needed through Druid.
Wow, that was
my
both
goodness,
of these guys.
that's bumpy.
Jeez.
Side by side. Nope.
No, mate.
Almost.
Look down the inside, braked early.
Man, these guys are gonna be fighting till the last of it.
Looks like this last lap for them.
Yeah, they are right behind the leaders, so this is last lap for them.
Ooh, May went wide.
They both went wide.
I don't know.
I think it's starting to get to them. They realize they've only got one lap to change things up.
I'm gonna hop onto Langford real quick. Going for facing the wrong way. Looks very... Oh, teleported. Oh, T1 went
man.
off.
Oh, man.
Dude.
Ate the curb there.
Yeah.
Still has a pretty good gap there, though. It's close.
Wallsy had a yellow. Gonna replay it.
He's kept his position, I believe, though.
Oh, touched the Porsche a teeny bit. I don't know whose Porsche is that. Back with you on May.
They are so close to each other.
Yeah.
If he can keep it tight through here, he might look down the inside, but I just don't think that's the...
No, they're not quite. Not quite. Very close though. Especially with patches up front.
Unless there's an error.
Jeremy
I think
crosses
this is
the
how
line.
they finish. It's Jeremy takes it, yeah.
Yep. Gilchrist and May cross together.
12th, 13th. Knight passes with a... Oh, setting the fastest lap on the last lap, a 141.2. Jeez.
On to Mar.
3. Jason looking at a P4, and this will be an awesome team result for them.
Yeah. Almost double podium for them.
Yeah.
Crack drove very well too. No, I don't think he had a... No, he fairly meticulous. I don't remember we watched him much.
Who was this?
Mar.
Mar,
Craig
yeah,
Mar
yeah.
on P3.
Mar
Mostly
had a
when we
result.
saw him was wheel chasing him, and none of them make much mistake.
Crosses P5, bringing home some points for the leading team.
And then Farrell coming.
And our lead silver driver here coming across. Here in a minute,
Harris.
Harris.
Is there someone inverted? Looks like. It almost look like someone's car's inverted.
Who? Which one?
I couldn't tell. They disappeared.
Man, what a race.
Server crosses the line to finish it off.
And there you have it.
That was
You
a
know
fun
what?
one.
I'll tell you this much. Not as filled with penalties as D5. At least time penalties. The stewards have a different, opinion on that, I'm sure, but it was pretty clean.
Yeah, I feel like it
That's
was
like two,
It was good.
I think.
Two what? Two
Drive-throughs?
drive-throughs?
Yeah, drive-through, a stop-go penalty.
I know there
But
was
in the
a.
end,
Was there
pretty
any?
calm.
Was there any track limit drive-throughs? Y'all think? Maybe
I
one or
think
two.
that was maybe one or two.
One,
Yeah.
I think that's two,
Yeah.
yeah. And then a stop-go 30.
But I think the stop-go 30 was for a
Speeding.
speeding in the pit lane, yeah.
Agree.
So,
Yep.
Unlucky, but hey. All in all, well done, well done. Could have been a lot worse.
Let's see. I'll put a couple people cool down room here. I'm gonna throw Night Wheels in the cool down room. It's just grab Jeremy. Surprise him. Hey Jeremy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome back to the booth.
Glad to be back.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
And I've got to commend you on your pit stop. You had an awesome pit stop looking at the times from everybody else. I don't know what was going on, what was in the rain, water tonight, but everybody's stop was so slow.
Oh, really?
And you just nailed it. In fact, I think your stop may not have won you the race, but definitely won you a battle for the win with Night Wheels because he was coming for you, but he had a little
Yeah,
bit
he
more
was
time in the
cooking.
pit lane.
Yep, I'm not fast, but I got to be smart. So one or the other, I guess.
Yeah, you were real consistent, and you stopped like right at the 30-minute mark, right halfway
Yeah,
through. How were your tires? Were they getting hot? Or?
Oh, they never went away from 29 and a half.
Yeah.
They just
Nice.
stayed right where they needed to. I was really, really conservative, especially after I saw the lap one incident right behind me. I saw that I immediately had almost a 3-second gap, so I knew that if I could at least incrementally increase that and drive the same lap the entire race, I didn't have to beat the hell out of my car. And luckily, I was able to be fairly conservative through the whole race and take it home.
I was wondering on the decision, why pit in the middle versus later since you were leading?
That's my move, man. I don't know. I always do it, and I prefer to be just done with it. And I kind of gauged the timetable, and I saw that Wheels and Mar were the only two places that I would really lose. So I knew that they still would have to pit, and I knew that I could close enough of a gap because this is about a 26, 27 second pit if it's
if
real
you're
good.
fast like you
Yep.
in the pit lane.
Yeah. So, I mean, errors included, you're looking at a 30 to 32 second pit. So I knew that if I could come out, and it's such a short pit lane, I knew that if I could come out before that 30 mark, I was going to have it. And it's just easier to pass somebody when they're in the pit in the rain on Oulton Park than it is to actually battle for it. So, gotta race smarter sometimes.
Yeah, you had a fantastic strategy behind you there, because I think that, like Ian said, it may not have won you the race, but it definitely made it a hell of a lot easier than some of your competitors.
Right. Yeah, and I'm a psycho, so I practice my pit stops religiously, and I make sure that I can nail them because I know that there's so much time there, and I don't want to lose it there on something so silly. So I make sure that I have it down before race day and try to implement it the best that I can.
Yeah, it's critical. Well, I know that between you and Jason, it's good points tonight. Are you taking P1 in the team championship now?
I hope so.
It's
It depends
close.
on where Sarver and Chunk landed.
So Chunk was P5, I think.
So he still performed quite
but
well.
Sarver was a little bit further down. I think you and Jeremy definitely average higher. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to check.
We were 70 some points behind, I want to say. So, so we might be very, very close.
Yeah, I think if not first, you're breathing down the neck.
Just the way I like it, baby.
I'm gonna check real quick. I'm curious. I don't know if it updates that fast. Yeah. You guys are about 50 points ahead now. So
That's wonderful news.
Yep. That's awesome.
Good deal.
Man. I love a late season battle for the win here.
Yeah, and it was the same in D8 last season, so I love the excitement. So I'll bring it on, man. Let's go. This is so much fun.
Awesome. I will send you back to the race review. Congrats on the win.
Yeah,
Thanks,
congratulations.
guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. All right, let's bring in Night Wheels. Mr. Night Wheels.
How's it going, guys?
Welcome to the booth.
Thanks for having me.
And did you have some pace out there tonight?
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh man, hardly anyone came close to getting your fastest lap time, which ended up being a 141.215, and I think the closest were the high 41s.
And you kept chopping it down too. It was consistent.
Yeah, I think when I was following Mar for a while, I think I just kind of got on autopilot, just trying to catch him, and I was putting down some fast laps, but I think randomly, like, my last lap might have been the fastest one out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was. You came across that line flying along.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw the little green pop up in the corner, and I couldn't help myself, but yeah, it was fun.
You gotta keep it green.
Nice. How was it out there? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Keep.
Oh, I was wondering why you decided not to pit when you were behind Mar.
Because I found it really hard to follow people. This is the first time I've ever raced in the rain. So obviously I was kind of struggling behind him with the spray and whatnot. And I really didn't want to come out behind slower traffic. So I was kind of hoping he would just pit early with a little bit of pressure on him, and he did, and I guess it ended up working out.
I see. That's an interesting thought. I would myself would have picked a different strat to undercut
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely thinking about it the whole time. I think I caught up to him like 3 or 4 different times and then fell back. Like I would be following him into a corner too close and like have to slam on the brakes or go off a little bit. And
Or a little too deep.
yeah, exactly. So I was definitely thinking about the undercut, but I really didn't want to come out because we were already catching back markers not even halfway through the race. So yeah, just something I kind of didn't want to deal with. But yeah, like I said, I guess it worked out.
I know the overcut was very powerful for you. Your time stopped was a decent amount more than Jeremy in P1, but I mean, you still came out in an awesome spot ahead of Mar.
Yeah, I definitely need to work on the pit stops a little bit. That's not something I really have ever practiced or anything. But yeah, also touching on when I was not doing the undercut on Craigmar, I realized at some point that like when he was pulling away from me, he was like almost 2 seconds slower than me. So I figured either way, if I got into some clear air, I could probably make up the time on him. So.
How'd you feel after the incident at